Hello everyone. Today we will be seeing few of the important articles that were part of your Hindu newspaper on 19th May 2021. Okay. So the first one is with the title New Big Five Photography Project. So the title is New Big Five Wildlife Photography Project. So what is this? See, what was the case was, there was a naming list of big five animals. So big five animals does not mean depending on the size of the animals. Rather, the list contained those animals which were difficult to shoot and kill. So big five animals was a list containing those animals which were very difficult to shoot and kill. So this was a big five list of animals. So what they now did is, they have removed they have come out of this and they have wanted to have a list containing those animals which are favorite to photographers, wildlife photographers, to shoot with the camera. So now they have those animals which are favorite of wildlife photographers. So wildlife photographers want to shoot them with their camera. So voting was done, and now the list has five animals which are favorite of photographers. So those five animals are elephant, polar bear, gorilla, tiger, and lion. So remember that might be from an environment point of view, you never know what question you can expect. But remember the term new big five wildlife photography project. So we have a list of animals which are favorite of wildlife photographers. Okay. And it has done away with the earlier list where animals were included depending on their toughness to shoot and kill. So it is a like it is supported by more than 250 of world's leading photographers, wildlife organization, and conservationist. And one more key thing is, out of the five animals which are part of new big five list, you have two from Kaziranga National Park which have been part of it. So that is, one is elephant and other is tiger. Tiger we have, elephant here. So two from Kaziranga National Park are included in the list of new big five. Okay. So Kaziranga National Park, Assam, you should know very some of the few important factual stuff related to Kaziranga National Park, where you find rhinos also. And one more thing, what you see with the report was that these all five species, the new big five animals, are keystone species. So you might be aware of keystone species. Meaning of keystone species are those animals, which have significant impact on their environment, significant or disproportionately higher impact on their environment. So they are keystone species not because of their number or not because of their abundance. They are keystone species because of the significant impact they have on the native ecosystem. For examples, you see elephants are a keystone species in grassland ecosystem. So what is their significant impact in grassland ecosystem? You see, what elephants do is, they eat shrubs, they eat small trees like acacia and all. So even if the acacias grow into a trees, these elephants are able to uproot it completely. So by that they check the growth of trees in the grassland ecosystem. So by doing that, what happens is, grasslands is covered, remains with the grass, rather than rather than leading to woodland, a development of trees. So in that way, elephant check the growth of trees and sustains the grassland ecosystem. And by sustaining grassland, all those species which are depending on the grass are able to survive. So in this way, elephants have significant impact in grassland ecosystem. That is why we term them as a keystone species. So remember those things. Okay. So next one MCQ we have with the part of it. Uh, So new Big Five project was in the news recently. Which among the following statements are correct with respect to the project? So it is an international initiative of more than 250 of the world's wildlife photographers, conservationists, and wildlife charities. So this is a right statement. The project names 5 animals for framing instead of firing it. So that's what, instead of firing means instead of shooting and killing them, includes those animals which wildlife photographs love to shoot with their camera. So the project names 5 animals for framing instead of firing at it. True. 2 Kaziranga animals are in the photographer's global big five. This is also true. So elephant and tiger we have. So next is one horn rhino and elephant are in the list of new big five. So this is wrong statement. We do not have, we have elephant, but we have lion, a tiger, not one horn rhino. So it has to be incorrect rather than correct. So the answer will be option D. Okay. So going to next article that was part of your Hindu newspaper was, new naming system for virus variants. So see, recently, like you might have come across, various variants of coronavirus. So they have been referred with the names like UK variant, South African variant, Indian variant. So there is a mutation in the virus. So variation in the virus, these viruses have been referred according to their geographical place they have been found out, like UK variant, South African variant, Indian variant. So actually this is a normally how the viruses or the diseases that have been caused by the viruses are named. So normally this is what was done since long ago, that the virus names and their associated diseases have frequently been named after geographical places where outbreaks were first reported. So example is Ebola. Ebola virus, Ebola disease you might have come across. So Ebola is nothing but this is a river. Ebola, there is a Ebola river in Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, a nation in Africa. So there is a Ebola river. So virus was found near Ebola river, and the disease that is caused by virus is referred as Ebola disease and Ebola virus. But the point, this is how the viruses are named. But the thing is, what happens is, this leads to, stigmatizing. See, for example, you see COVID initial breakdown, breakup of this. What you see, the pandemic was in China. So Wuhan province of China. So had the name for COVID-9 was given as Chinese corona. So what happens is it leads to stigmatizing of a nation. So or you already know the consequences of stigmatizing. See, for example, when you see study your society and all, so historically, and if you see, untouchables were stigmatized as impure, polluted. So this led to, consequences of discriminating, like people are not ready to have food with even untouchables or lower caste people. So moment you stigmatize people, that leads to n number of negative consequences, n number of impacts on the people. So in the same way, when you name a variant with the geographical place, it will lead to stigmatizing. So what they thought was, rather than naming a variant based on a place, they are going to come out with a new system of naming the coronavirus variants. So WHO is going to come out with a new system for naming the coronavirus variants. And if you see already, cyclones will also be in the news before the rainy season in India, at least. So what happens? So cyclones are also named. There is a system of naming cyclones. So cyclones are names given by countries on a rotation basis. So the names for a cyclone is given by a particular nation. For example, right now cyclone Tota is there. So this name has been given by Myanmar. So next cyclone will be named with a Yas. This name is given by Oman. So what happens is cyclones, there is Indian Meteorological Department, each it comes with a list of names of cyclones. And this list of names is given by all those countries which are around the Indian Ocean, like India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Myanmar. They will be submitting the names, and the cyclones originating in Indian Ocean, northern Indian Ocean, will be named accordingly. So IMD is one. Actually, WMO will be is concerned with all these events with respect to cyclones. So World Meteorological Organization, it has 6 regional agencies. IMD is one such regional specialized meteorological center of WMO. So this will be naming the cyclones, and the list of the names will be given by the countries on rotation basis. So accordingly, Cyclone Tote, now the name is given by the Myanmar. So just remember how the names are done. So same way they are going to do with the virus variants that they are finding in the coronavirus. Okay. So there is a one MCQ. Choose the correct statement among the following. The cyclones are named to make it easier for people to remember and identify the storms. So obviously this will be a correct statement. Why? Because you see, there will be n number of cyclones in a region. So it is important that you name a region, name a cyclone. Once the name is given, it becomes very easy to communicate with the people. So it makes easier for people to remember, identify the storms. So naming removes confusion where there are multiple cyclonic systems over region. This is also true. So within a region there will be n number of cyclones. To keep track of a particular cyclone, it is better that you name it. And IMD, Indian Meteorological Department, is among the 6 regional specialized meteorological centers in the world that have been mandated to name tropical cyclones in the northern Indian Ocean. So 6 regional specialized meteorological center of World Meteorological Organization, WMO. Okay, remember that. So it is asking about the correct statement. So all 3 are correct. Okay. So, and next article was with respect to taken from PIB, with the particular scheme, Pradhanmantri Swasthya Suraksha Yojna. So before we get into it, see Pradhanmantri Swasthya Suraksha Yojna. See, you see that normally people from villages will go to nearby city to get basic health facilities, even for the fever and all basic health facilities. They go to city, and city people are lucky enough to have those services within their own location. But there will be certain health care facilities which will not be available even in the city. They will be specialized. They need such health services required specialized equipments. So those kind of services you see in major centers, major cities of a state or a nation. So people have to go to a higher cities. So maybe with respect to a capital of a state or a capital of a nation. So those services we refer it as tertiary healthcare services. Tertiary healthcare services. So basic health facilities will be provided by general physician, that is primary healthcare service. And secondary healthcare service is nothing but by a specialist, a cardiologist, dermatologist, dealing with a specialized in a particular field. So on the recommendation of specialist, you go to tertiary healthcare services, which require specialized equipments and specialized health service, which are usually concentrated in the bigger cities. Okay. So this is clear. What it shows is that tertiary healthcare system is highly concentrated in few areas. So this is a clear indication of regional imbalance in the availability of tertiary healthcare services. Okay. So to overcome such a regional imbalance, Government of India has come out with a central sector scheme in 2003, that is Pradhan Mantri Swasthya Suraksha Yojna. So what they are doing as a part of this, they are establishing all Indian medical institutes and tertiary healthcare hospitals and aims, and they want to improve medical education in the country. By doing this, they want to reduce the regional imbalance in the availability of tertiary healthcare services. So as of now, so far 22 new aims have been approved under this scheme, and 6 are functional already. And what the recent news was that Minister of Health and Family Welfare said that these new aims started under Pradhanmantri Swasthya Suraksha Yojna are providing advanced COVID care in states, and they are able to address the regional imbalance in tertiary healthcare during COVID crisis. So they are also equipped to treat mucormycosis infection. So we will see what it is. So just remember, Pradhan Mantri Swasthya Suraksha Yojana, it is a central sector scheme. So you should know the difference between central sector scheme and central sponsor scheme. And the objective of Pradhan Mantri Swasthya Suraksha Yojana was to bridge the regional imbalance in tertiary healthcare. How they do it? They do it by establishing new aims and all. Okay, so they have helped during the COVID crisis, is what Minister of Health and Family has said. Okay, and we'll see what mucormycosis. So this is also a term in news over a last couple of weeks. So mucormycosis is nothing but a fungal infection, a black fungus infection. So these people catch this fungal infection when they come in contact with the fungal spores. So fungal spores are nothing but reproductive cells of fungus. Reproductive cells of fungus. So obviously they are able to, which are able to develop into a new individual. So this is the means of asexual reproduction in fungus. So movement, people come in contact with fungal spores. So fungal infection takes place on people. Fungal infection takes place. So when even during the cut of the skin and all, fungus are able to infect the people. So why it is in news? Because people who are recovering or have recovered from COVID-19 have been found to be infected with mucormycosis. So this disease is being detected among the patients who are recovering or have recovered from COVID-19. So what happens is, normally fungi are harmless to humans. Why harmless to humans? Because humans have an intricate immune system, which the fungus is not able, so that fungus is not able to infect the human beings. But now, but whenever there is you compromise on the immune system, fungus is able to invade human tissues. So now, because of COVID-19, the immune system of the person is already compromised. So now the fungus are taking advantage and are invading the human tissues. So that is why mucormycosis is becoming a is increasingly seen in people who have recovered from COVID-19. And one more thing is, 50 to 80% of the infected patients could die from this. So fatality rate is very high. So this is also, you should remember, it is a fungal infection. And normally fungi are harmless to humans, but when there is a compromise on the immune system, they are able to invade the human tissues and cause the fatality. Remember that. So we will see one MCQ. Choose the correct statement among the following. Mucormycosis is a fungal infection. Yes, it is true. While fungal diseases are common among plants, only a very small fraction of them assail humans. So both are correct statement. So option is both 1 and 2. So very small fraction of fungals are able to infect the humans, not all. So but fungal infection is common among the plants, that you should remember. So we will see the next article. Virtual imposters, be aware of fake buster. So this is a kind of detector developed for IIT Ropar in Punjab and Monash University of Australia. So before we see what it is, see, you know that nowadays there is a manipulation of media content. So what do you mean by this? See, you might have come across n times, there will be an image of a person, a normal person or a common ordinary person who is not popular and all, but his face will be replaced by a well-known public figure, and what they do is they will add some, derogatory or sarcastic remarks to the this image. So that is how this is referred as nothing but a manipulation. So there are a number of ways there is a manipulation happening in digital sphere. So recently what happened is there is a manipulation even in a video calls. So what happens is video calls is, people are able to use, spoofing tools. Spoofing tools is nothing but, you disguise uh, unknown source as a source. In the sense, you get a video call, okay, you get a call. So what it shows is that it is a as a no source contact or a known contact. You already know a contact, but actually it is from an unknown source. That is what is disguising. This is called spoofing. Unknown source, but they are able, what is visible to you is as if it is from a known contact. So and they are able to mimic, facial expressions. So this is known as deepfakes. So the real-time mimicked visuals are known as deepfakes. So even in video calls, you are getting a fakery. So these fake facial expressions, which makes you to believe that this is a real thing. So such kind of manipulation is even happening with respect to video calls. So you believe it as if it is from a known person, but this is not the case. So this is also fake. Such a real-time mimicked visuals or videos, we refer it as a deep fakes. And such kind of things will be used in online examinations and job interviews, could be used. So this is a serious threat, and these kind of technology will evolve over time and become more realistic. That will have a far-reaching security implications. So they have to be kept in check. So that's why a fake buster is one such detector which is able to detect the fakes during video conferencing and video calls. So this is the crux of it. Just know these all these technology things you should be aware of. So more than factual stuff, remember there are fake video calls as well. So this was few important articles that were part of your today's Hindu newspaper, and some articles was taken from even your PIB. You can also download this PDF document in the given link below. And thanks for watching. Have a good day.